Hello, welcome to another segment of 52 Tips to Land Your Next Job. The phone screen is the first step of the interview process, but if you don't do well on it, it'll also be the last step of the interview process for that job. So you need to make sure that you're prepared and ready to go and have great impact in a very short amount of time. Because phone screens are typically about 30 minutes long and they're conducted by HR people. So there are a few things you need to consider. First of all, you want to make sure that you have at least one and at most two key messages that you want to get across to that HR recruiter. You want to make sure that they know exactly why you are the best candidate for the role and why you should be passed on to the next step of the process. Because ultimately that's your goal. You're not going to land a job through a phone screen, but you will and you need to get moved on to the next step of the process. So have one or two key points, and you want to start with that. It could be your personal branding message, and you also want to make sure that's the last thing they hear before they hang up the phone, because people remember most what they hear first and what they hear last. The other thing about a phone screen that's different than an interview with a hiring manager is that the motivations of an HR person are a little different. Yes, they want to find the best candidates to send forward as opposed to a hiring manager who's looking for the one candidate. So they're going to hear from a lot of people and learn that a lot of people are qualified and meet the requirements of the job. So you need to separate yourself somehow. So having great stories to tell is one way, but the other way is to really try to connect with that HR person. Make it a conversation rather than an interview. Because at the end of the day, you want that HR person to have they're going to have a list of people that meet the requirements, and you want them to say, you know what, I really like this person. I connected with this person. I'm going to pass them on. I think they would fit our culture best. So you want to be one of those people that are passed on. And by connecting with the HR person, that's going to give you a better chance. Now, in addition to preparing your stories and all, you also can prepare by having notes for yourself, because after all, it is a phone screen, so nobody will see you looking at your notes. You certainly don't want to be reading from a script, but you do want to have reminders to yourself of the messages or the stories that you want to get across. Finally, you want to make sure you close the phone screen strongly. You want to make sure that they know that you're very interested in the role, that you're very excited about the role, and you want to ask them what is the next step of the process so that you're aware of what to expect moving forward. One thing that's often forgotten is to ask for contact information for the recruiter. The reason why that's important is because oftentimes, as I'm sure many of you know, you'll have a great interview, you'll think it's going to go great, and you're going to get called for the next step, and you never hear from them, and there's nobody for you to reach out to. So if you can, try to get that contact information as well. So to summarize, make sure you prepare for the phone screen similarly to how you would with a hiring manager, except knowing it's 30 minutes, you got to be very concise with your messaging. You want to make sure you close for the next steps of the process, get contact information if you can, and make sure the last thing they hear is why you, your personal brand, makes you a great candidate to pass on to the hiring manager. I hope this information was helpful for you. If you'd like to talk about your job search situation, please reach out to me at ken@surecoaching.com. Thank you very much. I look forward to coming back to you with another tip in my 52 Tips to Land Your Next Job series. Be well and take care.